We want to tell you a story. It's a sad story.
It's a story of hope.
It's a story of disappointment.
It's a story of resignation. This is the story of our shower. Our original plan was to refinish the existing shower.
Oh, yeah. This was like 6.5 months ago.
Cut to.
It's crazy. I'm just going back in my head, all the memories of all that stuff. It feels like it never happened. I had repressed them.
Understandably so. We took the glass doors off.
Yeah, we took them off because we wanted to paint the gold and keep the glass door.
Yeah.
And we were like, that's all we need to do. I think we're going to try to paint these. We'll see how that goes. And then we took the doors off.
Then we blew the bloody doors off.
And then a couple of the screws wouldn't come out because they were rusted.
Stubborn screws.
Curse you, screws. I'm putting the screws to the screws. And we got that out, and then I started cleaning everything. I was cleaning this, prepping it to do we're gonna refinish it with that Rust-Oleum stuff. And then I noticed that this was bowing. And in the process of cleaning, I discovered mold. Oh! Is this the part where I get my hazmat suit out? No way!
Which meant peeling back some of the shower wall surround.
Which meant
pulling it
off.
And it came all the way out.
And then discovering more mold. Look at down there. So gross. And then discovering dry rot. And then in the process of fixing the dry rot, we had to pull out the shower pan. And then we discovered micro cracks in the shower pan, which meant that that's where all of the water damage was coming from. It was a classic if you give a mouse a cookie sort of situation.
We started out wanting to repaint the gold trim on the shower door, and we ended up with no shower and a hole in the wall. And the realization that we were going to have to build the shower from scratch.
It became clear that we were going to have to build our shower from the ground up.
We did a bunch of research on how to replace it. Like, can we get the original parts? No. Spoiler alert, nobody makes the parts because it's a custom size.
And if we want anything close to the size, it would cost anywhere from $600 to like $1,000.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot of money.
We decided we were just going to have to jump in and build one ourselves. Most of the people that build their own, they tell you to stay away from tile. But we started realizing a lot of these people never actually tried to put tile in their showers. So we were like, let's go for it. Let's give it a try.
I have to admit there was quite a bit of foot dragging.
For like 4 months.
4 months. Like literally, we kept on coming back to, we're going to have to build our own pan, and then we would look at Lowe's again and be like, could we make this shower pan
Yeah, we kept going back.
work? Could we cut it a little bit and then rebuild this wall section?
For the recirculating system, my design has a second drain that goes to the second tank, and there just nobody makes a drain or a shower pan that's designed for 2 drains.
Yeah.
And they don't slope properly, so we were gonna have to design our own slope anyway. And we did a bunch of research on how do you make it, like fiberglass. Do we use glue and tile? Do we use mortar and tile? And we eventually just went back to the original mortar and tile. And then we just followed what professionals do to build a shower in a house.
Yeah, there's a lot of YouTube videos out there made by professionals who know what they're doing.
That you should listen to instead of us.
Yeah, don't listen to us. We're just telling you what we did. So we framed it out. 3/4 inch plywood as the flooring.
As the subfloor. We wanted as little flex as possible. Like, we don't care if the whole motorhome flexes. We just wanted that plane that all the tiles on to not twist.
There is a certain slope. Is it 1/4 inch for every foot?
Something like that. We did whatever the U.S. and Canada.
The standard slope is for a shower, which is very small.
And that's the pre-slope. That's directly on your subfloor before you put your liner in.
I built these little wood pieces that I just measured every foot. I made them another quarter inch taller. So every foot I marked a quarter inch, a half inch, 3/4 of an inch, and then I connected all the dots and I made these slopes, and then Ryan could stick them in.
We put like a base
like
of mortar
a wheel spoke out from the drain.
Yeah, we put like a bed of mortar in, and then she brought those in, and I could cut them to length and put them in. So we had this slope from the wall where it was high side to the drain where it was low side, and then you just take your trowel and
drag them across.
Make your slope correct.
I saw them online. I think there's a lot of companies out there that makes guides that are, plastic and probably a little bit more accurate. But none of the home improvement stores around us had them.
Plus, they're designed for single drains. Like, they come out from a single point. And we had two, so we had to custom make it anyway.
There's even room for a little bit of tile right there.
Months of planning this and wondering if we could actually do it. It looks like we might actually be able to.
We're losing a little bit of head height, but we're gaining a shower.
We kept going back and forth about, can we use glue? Can we use something special? And we finally just went back to sanded grout, or it was sanded mortar as the pre-slope.
Once the sand mortar was set, we put a PVC lining by Odie on top of it.
When water seeps through the grout and the mortar on top, it will have somewhere to go down towards the drain. So we did all of that like you're supposed to in a normal house, and then we did thin set in 1/4 inch increments to build it up like you're supposed to.
Put down a layer and then let it cure, and then the next day we put down another layer.
And then Sue put down little gray penny tile.
Penny tile, because I figured it's a lot of tiny ceramic dots on a big net, and so that it would flex a lot better in the flexing grout and mortar than one big chunk.
Plus, my thought was too, if we had to, it would be horrible and painstaking, but we could potentially put silicone caulking between them instead of grout.
We did consider that.
We considered that, but we just said we're going to go with grout. And if grout cracks and it starts to crumble out, you vacuum it out, you put more grout down.
Yeah.
If a piece of tile cracks, that sucks.
The painful thing of all of this is that we really don't have a lot of footage of us building that actual shower pan. I kick myself every time I think about it that I really have almost no footage of that going in. But the reality is that in that 2-week period where the shower actually started getting built up, we were so crunched for time.
It's been 2 days and I feel like we've gotten nothing done.
We were so exhausted. I hate just about everything about today. We were so overloaded, and it was like 104
it was
outside.
So hot.
It was so hot. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. I'm surprised that any footage got filmed at all, but I really wish that I had been able to focus on that or consider that and have more footage to show you guys of how it went together. Because as troubling as those 2 weeks were, it really wasn't a difficult build. Like, sometimes there were tears because
it actually went pretty well.
I had no idea what I was doing and I was really afraid, but in the long run, like, it wasn't difficult.
And we got they make 4x8 sheets of Formica, like the stuff that they put on top of a piece of plywood for countertops. Like the paneling they glue to the composite wood.
To the countertop.
Yeah, on a countertop.
Or the tabletops at your favorite fast food restaurant. Waterproof, stain-proof, taco sauce proof. Because everybody knows we love to eat tacos in the shower. Oh, that's how it comes. Oh my gosh. Oh!
Okay.
All right.
We got that in white. It's waterproof. It's pretty durable. We cut that with the table saw, glued it to the wall. It's great for shower surrounds. And all of that went great. But when it came to filling the seams between the pieces of Formica, that's where it all started crumbling.
So, after all of that, our shower is finished. I know that you guys have probably seen multiple videos on our channel that said, working on the shower, fixing the shower's almost done. We're really not trying to tease you guys, and it's really not clickbait. This is literally the journey that I've been on. I gotta get this shower done. I'm gonna go throw this away, and then we'll come back in and do it again. This is gonna take forever.
It's February of 2021. I think we pulled the original shower out around late June 2020.
Why are you telling them this? No, it's true. It's true. It has been, I'll be honest, we procrastinated a long time because we had no idea what we were going to do. And then once we finally figured it out and committed, the whole meat of the shower really came together quickly.
It was like 2 weeks.
It's been this last 5% of finishing it. A lot of the seams aren't even. So the place that we saw online that used Formica sheets, they had a straight wall, a straight wall, and a straight wall. And we have all of these weird angles, and we've ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8 seams, and none of them are straight from top to bottom.
One of them literally does this. As it goes down, it starts to split. I was like, how am I supposed to cut that on a table saw?
So I've had to fill all of the seams with caulking, but I really wanted our shower to look beautiful, and it doesn't. I mean, this is my disappointment. I hate the shower, and at the same time, I'm so glad that we have it because it works.
When we were in Utah, we were in a national park, so we were dry camping, and it was the best RV shower or portable shower I have ever used, especially with the recirculating system. Just to be able to go out, do something, get dusty, come back, and be able to use a shower without having to worry about water, and having amazing water pressure and good heat and a lot of room in there was fantastic. From that perspective, it's great. The fact that we have struggled with the last 5% and it's still not done, that's the part that's the heartache.
Which is so funny because the whole point of having a shower is I want to clean myself off. And the shower works for that. And it works well. It's not a pain in the butt to use. The shower head system that Ryan found is beautiful and a joy to shower under. But in my head, I was hoping that with this remodel, refinish, whatever you would call it, that it was going to be like stepping into a spa shower. Where the reality is, my fix for filling in the seams is falling apart at every turn, and I'm having to use this goopy tape and glue that smudges out of the corners and collects hair and dirt and fuzz. Tip for you guys, I'm sure for some of you, you're like, well, duh. We put white grout in the shower, which I love, and I would do it again. But while we were letting it cure, we started doing other projects like putting up the walls in the shower before I sealed the grout. So the red clay and mud that were on our shoes stained the grout before it even set completely. So once I sealed it to be waterproof, I sealed in so our grout is already stained red.
We can probably do something to clean it. We just haven't gotten that far yet.
Take your time with your shower.
And if there's anybody out there who's a professional that does this kind of stuff and they're yelling at their screen at how terrible we did, if you have any advice.
Yes, if you have any
how
advice.
How can we fix the walls? What's the best way can we do large beads of caulking and use like a template thing to fill the seams? How do you clean grout after it's been sealed? All of those things. We are open to it all.
We are open to any advice. I get frustrated with the shower. There's still a lot of things that I want to tweak to make it more comfortable. The shower curtain, I was hoping that it would create more of a sense of being open in the shower, and instead it's been kind of a pain because I got one that was a little too big and a little too long. So I have ideas on how to fix that. We still haven't finished some of the trim on the shower, and I still haven't figured out how to make the seams look nice. But the shower works. And we've traveled from Utah to California, through Nevada, through Arizona, and we have gone over some major bumps, big potholes.
I mean, we live in California. It's like the worst roads in the country.
Big twists and turns. And the shower is holding. We've had no leaks. The tile hasn't broken. It's all watertight. It's all working well. So we're really pleased with the shower. We need
to figure out that last little bit.
The disappointment that is our shower. And yet the joy that is our shower, because
we have one.
Yeah. So that is the story of our shower. It is a never-ending saga, but we just wanted to let you guys know we kind of finished it. It functions, and it functions well.
It's just going to be...
It's just ugly.
Probably book 5 or 6 is when it'll get done.
Yeah. We'll let you know in about 5 years when we'll be like, we finally finished it. Now we're selling the RV. Life. It is not always a Pinterest pin, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
By the way, you can find us on Pinterest and Instagram at
wildlanterns.com. Pinteresting.
How Pinteresting.